At 58, Margaret discovered she'd been missing out on $1,200 every single month from Social Security. Not because of her own work record, but because nobody told her about the spousal benefit rules that could have transformed her retirement. Today, I'm revealing the complete spousal benefits playbook that could add hundreds of thousands to your retirement portfolio. You'll discover exactly how Harry and his wife unlocked an extra $84,000 in Social Security benefits using 3 little-known spousal strategies. I'll show you the new 2025 rules that just changed, the costly mistake that 7 out of 10 couples make, and a bonus strategy that even financial planning professionals often overlook. Quick note: this is for educational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. Please consult professionals for personalized advice about your specific situation. Here's what shocked me when I analyzed Social Security data last month. There are 2.3 million Americans currently receiving spousal benefits, but the Social Security Administration estimates that millions more are eligible and simply don't know it. We're talking about money that's rightfully yours, sitting there unclaimed. Think about this for a second. You've worked your entire life, paid into the system, built your wealth management strategy around certain assumptions. But what if I told you that your spouse could receive up to 50% of your benefit amount without reducing what you get? Not 25%, not 30%, but a full 50% at full retirement age. Harry almost walked away from $1,000 per month in spousal benefits. Why? Because like most people approaching retirement, he thought Social Security was straightforward. File at 62, get your check, done. But here's where things get interesting. The spousal benefit isn't just some minor add-on. It's potentially the most generous benefit in the entire Social Security system. You don't even need your own work history to qualify. Let me repeat that. You could receive substantial monthly income without having worked a single day under Social Security. But wait, it gets better. If you do have your own work record, Social Security doesn't make you choose. They'll pay you the higher amount. Harry's wife Sarah had her own benefit of $800 monthly. But Harry's full retirement benefit? $2,000. That meant Sarah was actually entitled to $1,000, not the $800 she thought was her only option. Here's the kicker, though. The rules changed significantly in 2016 with the Bipartisan Budget Act, and they just updated again in June 2025. The Social Security Administration streamlined online applications, but they also closed some strategies that older retirees could use. If you were born after January 2, 1954, the deemed filing rule means you can't use the restricted application strategy anymore. Let me break down the actual numbers because this is where people get confused and leave serious money on the table. When Harry filed at his full retirement age of 67, his primary insurance amount was $2,000. Sarah, also 67, was entitled to 50% of that, exactly $1,000. But here's what most people miss. Sarah's benefit isn't simply $1,000. Social Security pays her own $800 first, then adds a $200 spousal excess benefit to bring her total to $1,000. Why does this matter? Because these two components are calculated differently if you file early. If Sarah had filed at 62 instead of waiting, her own $800 benefit would have been reduced to $560. But the spousal portion? That gets hit even harder. Instead of $200, she'd only get $90 in spousal benefits. Total monthly income, $650 instead of $1,000. That's a permanent 35% reduction that compounds over decades. Now here's the mistake that cost Harry and Sarah nearly $200,000 over their retirement. They almost filed separately without coordination. Harry was going to claim at 62, Sarah at 65. Sounds reasonable, right? Wrong. Because of the deemed filing rule implemented in 2016, when Harry files for his benefit, Sarah becomes immediately eligible for spousal benefits if she's also filed. But if Harry files early at 62, his $2,000 benefit drops to $1,400. And Sarah's spousal benefit? It's based on Harry's full retirement amount, not his reduced amount, but she still faces her own age reduction. The real shock came when we ran the numbers. By both waiting until 67, they increased their combined lifetime benefits by $198,000, assuming they both lived to 85. That's not a typo. nearly $200,000 just from timing. But here's something even financial advisors sometimes miss: the government pension offset. If you're receiving a pension from work where you didn't pay Social Security taxes, teachers, government employees, some healthcare workers, your spousal benefit could be reduced by 2/3 of your pension amount. Harry's neighbor, a retired teacher, discovered this the hard way. Her $1,500 monthly pension meant her spousal benefit was reduced by $1,000. Instead of receiving $1,200 in spousal benefits, she only got $200. Nobody mentioned this when she was doing her retirement income planning. There's also the windfall elimination provision that can reduce your own benefit if you have a non-covered pension, which then affects how much spousal excess you might receive. These aren't edge cases. They affect millions of public servants and their spouses. Just this summer, 3 major changes hit that you need to know about. First, the Social Security Administration announced a projected 3% COLA increase for 2026. That means every dollar of benefit you lock in now grows with inflation protection. Second, the earnings test thresholds increased. For 2025, if you're working before full retirement age, you can earn up to $22,320 without benefit reduction. The year you reach full retirement age, that jumps to $59,520. This matters enormously for spousal benefits because if the primary earner's benefits get suspended due to excess earnings, the spousal benefits stop too. Third, and this is huge for some families, a federal court decision in May 2025 clarified that non-U.S. citizen spouses can qualify for benefits if the marriage is recognized under state law. This opened doors for thousands of immigrant families who thought they were excluded. Now, let's talk about dividend growth investing and how it intersects with spousal benefits for optimal passive income streams. Harry implemented what I call the bridge strategy. He delayed both their Social Security benefits until 70 and 67 respectively, living off dividend income from their investment strategy. By investing in high-quality dividend ETFs yielding 4 to 5%, they generated enough income to cover expenses while letting their Social Security benefits grow. Harry's benefit increased 24% by waiting from 67 to 70. Sarah's spousal benefit doesn't increase after full retirement age, but by coordinating, they maximized their total lifetime benefits. Here's another strategy most people miss: the ex-spouse angle. If you were married for at least 10 years, you might be eligible for spousal benefits from your ex. The beautiful part? Your ex doesn't even need to know, and it doesn't affect their benefits at all. Harry's friend discovered she could claim on her ex-husband's record while letting her own benefit grow until 70. The tax implications are critical for tax-advantaged accounts planning. Spousal benefits are taxed exactly like regular Social Security benefits. If your provisional income exceeds $32,000 for married couples, up to 85% of benefits become taxable. But here's the optimization Harry used. By strategically withdrawing from Roth IRAs, tax-free, instead of traditional IRAs during their bridge years, they kept their provisional income below the threshold. This saved them approximately $3,000 annually in taxes. That's $60,000 over a 20-year retirement. Remember, provisional income includes half your Social Security benefits plus all other income. By managing your withdrawal strategies, you can potentially save tens of thousands in taxes while maximizing your spousal benefits. Here's exactly what you need to do today. Create your Social Security account at ssa.gov if you haven't already. Request your benefit statement and your spouse's. Run scenarios using the SSA's retirement estimator, testing different claiming ages for both of you. Most importantly, if you're within 5 years of retirement, consult with a fee-only financial advisor who specializes in Social Security optimization. The few $100s you spend could mean hundreds of thousands in additional benefits. What's your target retirement age? And have you factored in spousal benefits? Drop a comment below. I read every single one and often create videos based on your questions. If this opened your eyes to money, you might be leaving on the table. Hit subscribe and check out my next video on the 3 Social Security mistakes that cost retirees over $100,000. It's right here on your screen. Remember, this is your retirement, your future, your security. Stay informed, stay strategic, and most importantly, take action. See you in the next video.